Welcome back to our Atlanta studio, everybody. Later on tonight on TNT, you got the Houston Rockets in Philadelphia, which means the hottest player on the planet, James Harden, who scored 163 points over his last 3 games. Ooh. The 4th largest total over a 3-game span since the NBA-ABA merger. You coached James Harden. How are you surprised by this? I mean, you know what he's capable of, but this stretch he's on right now is sort of silly.
Yeah, he's on another level right now that, you maybe envisioned he could do something like this, but not this. I mean, he's just taken over. And the most impressive thing is they're winning. He has the ball in his hands a lot. He plays bully ball when he comes downhill on you. And there's just no way. He's always looking for contact. He's got to be able to go to the line. But to put up these numbers, honestly, it really is just ridiculous. 163
points without a single assisted basket in that 3-game stretch. Now, the free throws, he gets to the free throw line more than anybody.
So no one's thrown him a pass where he's
not
caught
a
and shot
single
it?
basket in those 3 games in which he has received a pass.
That might be more
scored.
amazing than 163
it's
points.
Unbelievable. How hard, try to put that in perspective, how hard is it for a guy to create his own shot to that degree that he's literally doing it by himself?
Well, it's extremely difficult to do in the NBA. And in fact, I don't know if I ever heard of such a stat in basketball, the 163 points unassisted. Mm-hmm. That means literally you playing by yourself, mm-hmm. and no one else is really touching the ball or getting a chance to fill it. Now, the thing that's really impressive, I watched LA play him last night or a couple of nights ago, and they jumped on his left side and they had a defensive, scheme kind of working. I thought, the first quarter, James was a little flustered by it, but by, halftime, he had figured it all out, mm-hmm. And he's seeing different looks every single night, different schemes on how to stop his individual outbursts. And normally when teams throw a different scheme at you, your immediate response is to, okay, well, if you're going to double team me or make it difficult for me, I'm going to give it to somebody else, and they're going to kill you tonight. James's response to, oh, you're going to put 2 on me? Okay, well, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to score.
Right.
Oh, you're going to try this defensive scheme on me? Okay, well, I'm going to do this, and I'm still going to score. And that is unique in itself because most basketball players, when you try to scheme them or double team them, they're saying, okay, I'm going to give it up to John, mm-hmm. I'm going to give it up to Mike, or I'm going to give it up to Bill. James is like, no, that ain't enough. You need to come with a little bit more because I got this thing humming.
And the one thing like not having an assisted basket means he's never out running a wing because it's just by accident if you're out running a wing ahead, I'm going to throw you the ball and you're going to lay it in or catch and shoot it. So that means he's waiting for the ball, getting it in the backcourt, initiating the offense from the backcourt. Boy, that's a heavy lift.
Yeah.
I mean, can he keep it up?
I don't know. 12 40-point games over his last 19, including 3 50-point games along the way. Again, they're in Philadelphia tonight.
Matt,
Jimmy Butler will be out for the 76ers.
Can we say this to the kids out there? Don't try
this at home.
This whole unassisted 163-point thing.
Yeah. Don't do that.
It ain't for everybody.
No. Pass cut, move, space.
Yes, all that stuff is good.
Yeah.
Lakers had the Rockets on the ropes, let them get out of that, and Houston won that game on Saturday night. Tonight, they've got the Golden State Warriors coming to town. Second look at Boogie Cousins as a Warrior. What'd you think of his debut?
Yeah, I thought he looked pretty lively. I was expecting him to be a little bit more lethargic. He looked like he was a bit lighter, like he had lost a little bit of weight, and I thought he moved well. He was more, a little more spry than I thought he would be. I thought he would labor a little bit more after that injury and stuff. But the one thing that Boogie's got a high basketball IQ. He knows how to play this game. Yeah. Now, he may not always play the right way, and he may get mad at some other stuff, but he really knows how to play. My big concern on him in Golden State is they're not going to be able to switch a lot of stuff that they used to switch with him in it. They're just not going to put him on it. They're going to have to scheme it. Guys are going to have to get over and work. The guards guarding the ball are going to have to work harder now as Boogie kind of gets back in more of a defensive posture, not up high switching. He's going to be back just absorbing everything. Yeah. So the guards are going to have to work harder.
And I think those consistent 14 to 16 points that he's going to be able to give you night in and night out. Then he may give you the outbursts of 24, 25. But those 14 to 16 that Looney was not getting, that's going to be enough cushion for Golden State to really start having more blowouts. The other thing that I was really impressed with Boogie running the floor.
Yeah.
I thought the way he ran the floor, he's been sitting back watching, and he's figured out, okay, the way that I can score is to run the floor, because the defense, once it's in transition, everybody's flowing out to the three-point line to guard Durant, to guard Curry or Thompson, and the middle of the lane literally is wide open. And he got a couple of easy layups just by running the floor and getting down into the paint. So
he never necessarily was explosive, but he's always been able to run well. And he certainly did that the other night, which he called one of the best days of his life. That's how excited he was to return to basketball. Warriors have won 7 in a row as they hit the floor at Staples Center tonight against the Lakers. More coming up here on Game Time, presented by Kia on this important American holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Back here in Atlanta, the resting place and birthplace of Dr. Martin Luther King on this holiday. Plenty of basketball happening around the NBA, including the game right now on TNT. The Pelicans in Memphis, place of some significance, obviously, on this day, the Memphis Grizzlies. Rookie Jaren Jackson Jr. is having a nice rookie season, and that is impressive at his age. He's second in the league in blocks per game among rookies, for instance, but that's nothing compared to what you're about to see from 6-year-old Jaren Jackson Jr. Here he is at the buzzer.
I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in every dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. Free at last! Free at last! Thank God! We are free at last!
Nailed it as a 6-year-old, which, by the way, was like 13 years ago. It wasn't that long ago.
But
he had good height for a 6-year-old.
Yeah, he was 6'2" as a 6-year-old.
He had a good height for a 6-year-old as well.
I'm sure he was being asked for his birth certificate a lot when he was young.
Pee-wee basketball, like you walk in.
That guy is not 10.
Yeah, exactly. But how impressive. Didn't even look at his script. He's reading off the speech, so pretty impressive.
Well, it's impressive, but then when you think about who his parents were, mom and dad, and, it's not impressive. He was taught well, and he was raised well, and, when you meet him, he treats people with the kindness, the dignity, and respect that his parents taught him.
Nice.
Big day. Enjoy the basketball. Consider the meaning of the day as well. Civil rights are human rights. Treat each other like humans. Be nice to each other for the rest of the day and the days moving forward. We appreciate you stopping by. This has been Game Time Live, presented by Kia. For Kevin and Zeke, I'm Matt. Enjoy the basketball, folks.
The good games are coming up.
Toronto continues to lead the NBA in wins and have now won 8 of their last 10. Doug Smith has been covering these Raptors since the inception of the franchise. He joins us now. Hey, Pascal Siakam is the new exciting toy that they have there as far as his development. Hit the game winner against the Phoenix Suns. Tell us about how that built his confidence even more and the team having confidence in him.
I think, Chris, that's the point, is that now they have another option, they think, at the end of games, and it boost the players' confidence in Pascal to say, hey, we're going to give you the ball, go make something happen. And he did. And it was the first time, I bet you it's the first time in his career at any level where they called a dribble play for him at the buzzer of a tie game. So the fact that he did it, I think, boosts his confidence. But I also think it gives guys like Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, Danny Green, another thought process at the end of close games that we got another guy who can do something for us.
Hey, Doug, hi, this is Booz. How you doing?
Hey, Booz. Not bad, thanks.
I wanted to ask you, Toronto's been a terrific team all season long. Who do you think is their best competition to get to the NBA Finals, whether it's Philadelphia, Boston, Milwaukee? Who do you see being their toughest competition?
I still think Boston. I know they're scuffling a little bit right now, but they've been there before. Milwaukee the second place, well, by percentage points leading the Eastern Conference, and are very, very good. But Boston is that sort of time-tested group. Conference Finals last year without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. They got them back. They just played, they always play Toronto great games. They had a great game up in Boston on Wednesday night. I think if you're looking at a matchup that the Raptors would probably not like to have, Boston as a proven winner with a bunch of veterans would probably be it.
Doug, I'm going to be a fan for a second, like I live in Toronto. So my question for you is to use the word the process. How do you think the process is going, making Kawhi Leonard happy? How does Masai Ujiri, from the front office down to the fan base, making Kawhi feel like this should be his new home for the rest of his career?
I think what the organization's doing is really simple. They're leaving him alone. Kawhi, here's the key to the gym. Come and shoot. Do whatever you want to do. The city's nice. Whatever you need, let us know. We'll take care of it. But there's no pressure. There's no all-out full-court press trying to kiss up to him every day. They're letting the team's success and the fact that here he's the guy and he can go about his business not anonymously, but relatively anonymously. And frankly, if you want to win for the next 3 or 4 years, I think the Eastern Conference and Toronto is where you might want to be. I know the Clippers are there, and I get that the Lakers might have some draw, but are they any closer to playing for a championship than Toronto is in the East? I don't think so.
Kawhi Leonard going to sit out tonight. We know he's rested the second night of back-to-backs all season, but they last played on Thursday night, so why is he sitting this one out?
We asked Nick Nurse that just an hour ago, Chris, before the game. He said just the medical people decided that tonight's another good night to rest. And, you know, he did take off Thursday night after he played a lot of minutes in Boston on Wednesday. He had played the most minutes of the season in Washington in a double overtime game on Sunday. I think the cumulative effect is, okay, you know what, if we got to give up a game in January so we got him fresh in April, May, and June, that's okay. This is going to give him a break from he played Wednesday night and then he'll play again until Tuesday, almost a week off. And I think that sort of cumulative rest on the leg is going to be good for him in the long run. And frankly, they operate pretty well without him.
Yeah, and I was going to take you right there, Doug, where I think it's a two-part thing where, one, let's keep our good relationship going and let him have an extra day off. But we've also learned that our second unit and other guys actually have played great basketball this season with him off the floor.
Oh, they've come a long way. Since early in the year, last year's second unit was outstanding. But it changed dramatically this year with Jonas Valanciunas added to it, OG Anunoby added to it when they moved, when they got Danny Green as the starter and Kawhi Leonard as a starter there. So it's taken a little while, but now that they've had a little bit of time to mesh, the team sees it. Their record without Kawhi, I think, is something like 8-2. It's really, really good. And their other guys are being able to step up and be asked to do things that maybe will pay off later on in the year.
Doug Smith, Toronto Star, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Good stuff, Doug.
My pleasure.
Thanks,
Anytime.
Doug.
All right, guys.
He mentioned something towards the end there, and it's Jonas Valanciunas, right? And that's a guy where he was incredible early in the year, and they're bringing him off the bench now. He's been a starter for them for years, and he's thrived in that role just as good as he was as a starter coming off the bench while he's been out. Then you look at what Kyle Lowry, who missed 10 games and is shooting just 32% from the floor since he's returned, yet they still have won 6 of their last 7. I mean, this is a team that it just seems like adversity, what is that?
Yeah, because once again, you bring in a star quality guy like Kawhi, and then you continue to build within. So Siakam's gotten better, DeLon Wright's gotten better, Van Fleet's gotten better, OG's gotten better. So, and CJ Miles hasn't even shot the ball well yet. So that's another guy that we know has, playoff pedigree that can shoot the basketball and help stretch the floor. And then you got a guy like Greg Monroe, nobody wanted, and now he stepped in when Valanciunas got hurt with the hand injury. So it lets you know they're very, very deep. But I think Nick Nurse has done an excellent job letting each guy know when someone goes down, here's your opportunity. Go out there and play. Don't play like you're playing to lose.
Yeah, they've been one of the deepest teams for the last couple seasons, and they continue to prove that now. Especially, you heard what Doug said. They're 8-2 even without Kawhi being out there, which is very impressive and hard to do. It's hard to have that kind of success when your star player's out.
All right, Kyle Lowry started the season hot from the field, leading the NBA in assists, and his shot has really been the thing that struggled. What are you seeing with his shooting? Is it his form? Is it his legs? What do you see as being a part of his struggle?
I think maybe some with the legs, but I thought Booz, because we know he's one of those guys, with his conditioning, I thought he came back the season in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
I think it's a stretch in the season that things are not going well from a shooting standpoint, but his leadership and sharing the basketball, I think is still premium.
Yeah, Kyle's he's a pro. He's a great pro. He does a great job of getting guys involved. He's still a pit bull out there. They still trust him, obviously. He's a very good defender, good playmaker, doesn't take any plays off. So whether we've seen this before in the playoffs too, where he's lost a little confidence in his jump shot, but he still played hard and played well. And obviously, they've had great success despite that. So as the season goes along, CJ starts shooting better, he starts shooting better. Team's going to be very good.
Certainly, we're seeing the evolution of the Toronto Raptors right in front of us as they're leading the NBA in wins. And here's an evolution of facial hair here. See, 0 here, a little bit there. Yeah. Boo's got the full beard, but then there is the bearded 1. James Harden kind of dialed back on the dress code tonight, right? Yeah.
Put the jacket on.
And you know, that to me is courtside certified. I think when they take it too far, I don't know
Can
about
he pull his pants down a little bit?
Ankle biters.
You got a man capri pants.